Hey guys, this is John from Tech Creator, and today what we have here is the Cooler Master MasterSet MS120 keyboard and mouse combo. Without further ado, let's just dive straight into what do we have with the MasterSet MS120. What you can see from here, the design itself is pretty minimalist, and I really like how Cooler Master has decided to bring their keyboard combo towards to. You can see that these legends for the num lock, caps lock, scroll lock, and of course gaming mode are represented by the alphabets itself instead of just the plain LED. And the chassis has a really low profile where you can directly catch a glimpse of the Cooler Master's mem-chanical switches here. And of course there is a lot of design language that inspired from the Cooler Master's hexagon logo. You can see that, right? At the back, the design is really clean, and they even have decent size rubber feet. Of course, the entire flip up feet has the rubberized treatment, including when you flip up, it should provide you a decent grip for your intense gaming session. The key highlight of the Cooler Master MasterSet MS120 keyboard is no other than their in-house design and developed mem-chanical switches. So basically, a mem-chanical keyboard is the combination of membrane and mechanical. This is the second generation Cooler Master mem-chanical keyboard switch. What they have done here is basically change the rubber dome into an actual spring itself. So as the result, what you get is an improved key switch feeling. And of course, you also get clicky tactile feedback from each keystroke. Fundamentally, they are still the same, which is a membrane keyboard. You still need to bottom out to actually register a key press. But still, with an actual spring underneath it, the feeling is pretty darn close to an actual mechanical switch. One thing I want to mention is that these switches is probably the most clickiest switch I have ever used, even louder than Gateron Blues. And that's basically the comparison between the Gateron Blues and the Cooler Master's new tactile and clicky mem-chanical keyboard switch. I personally uses both linear and tactile clicky for different purposes. I use the linear one for gaming, and while tactile and clicky for typing and work purposes, because typing with clicky and tactile switches give me a really unique experience where I actually accomplished something. The plunger uses Cherry MX compatible stem, so that basically means you can change all the keycaps to your heart's content with aftermarket keycaps. You might face some compatibility issue if you plan to put artisan keycaps on the box stems. For longer keys such as the spacebar, backspace, enter and shift, they are using the wired style key stabilizers. The keycaps are made of ABS plastic with black coating on it. The characters on it are actually laser engraved for the lights to pass through. Moving on to the lighting effect, yes, the keyboard supports RGB lighting effect. Even the switch itself is transparent for maximum light diffusion. You get 10 different lighting modes, from static, the RGB wave, of course the different direction the spectrum moves up and down. Just now it's left and right, and you get each per keystroke lighting effect, the kind of heat effect, Night 2000, Night Industries 2000, but with RGB. You have the breathing mode, but this is not a breathing mode, actually it's a color cycle. So next one is like a wave kind of style lighting effect. You have this kind of music equalizer kind of design effect, and of course this kind of moving out. You probably can change you can even change the speed for it to move faster or make it to move slower. And of course breathing mode or static mode itself. So that's plenty of color modes you can have on the keyboard without having the need of installing any of the software inside your computer. Of course, you can also configure the colors of the lighting effect to your preference. One thing I have to mention is that because this keyboard does not have any software to control the light effect, all the light configuration are done on the keyboard itself. That includes the customization of the specific color spectrum you want on it. So it is done through by pressing the FN key and the F keys, just like turning off the red. Let's say you can turn off the red color, you can turn off the green color, turn on the blue. So you have like up to 6 different levels of the lighting. But because of this kind of configuration, you don't actually have 16 million of combination, or more or less you have 6 times 6 times 6, a total of 216 color combination from here. Next up is the Cooler Master MasterSet MS120 mouse. At the first glance, you might recognize the mouse as one of the Cooler Master's mouse, the Master Mouse MM520. That is because they are actually sharing the same design footprint, apart from the internals such as the sensor, switches, and the finishing at the outer layer. That being said, the reason why they choose to reuse the design is because this footprint is especially suitable for those users who use mouse with claw grips. The added panels at the side actually gives extra room for your pinky finger and your ring finger to rest on, or to grab on, I say. The main left and right switches uses the Omron switch, which is stated to be capable of lasting up to 10 million clicks if you spam your clicks that much. The side buttons are well positioned and easy to reach. Upon pressing on them, of course you can immediately feel the difference between the main switches and the side buttons, but they are not as bad as what others might think. Plugging in the mouse, and obviously the mouse has lighting effect as well, but because of the mouse configuration, you can only change the lighting effect on the strip, not for the logo and the scroll wheel. That is because these two lights are used to indicate which DPI you're in. So red for 500, blue for 750, purple for 1500, and green for 3500. And we're back to red. And that means you have to live with your DPI color scheme, even though if you can change the light strip here by pressing the combination of the DPI button and the buttons on the keys. Let's say we can change it to the red, or turn it off entirely, cycle through the different color scheme. I wish Cooler Master could use another smaller LED, maybe underneath the mouse, or just the scroll wheel itself to indicate which DPI we're in. Not including this because, as you can see here, they are totally out of sync. The mouse has large surface feet underneath it for extra smooth gliding experience, and the lift off distance is really short so that you can use the mouse in a really fast and intensive way, such as when you play in CSGO or PUBG. Apart from a few complaints over the mouse lighting configuration, the MasterSet MS120 basically is a good entry-level keyboard and mouse combo. Comparing to the previous generation MasterKeys Lite L, the new generation of mem-chanical keyboard has way better typing experience. So Cooler Master is offering the MasterSet MS120 for 319 ringgit on their official Lazada store. That is about 20 to 30 ringgit more expensive than their previous generation MasterKeys Lite L. And to be honest, the price increase is quite justifiable because the new switches feels way better than previous generation. So mind you that 300 ringgit is getting you a keyboard and a mouse, where some other brands you might just getting a keyboard itself. So I think this is pretty good deal for an entry-level gaming keyboard and mouse. So what do you guys think of the MasterSet MS120? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.